I do have to ask you, Nancy, just a few questions about working on John Carpenter's Halloween, because, like I said in the intro, this film, it's had such a major influence on the entire horror genre, but on me personally, ever since I saw it for the first time at age 11, your performance as Laurie Strode's best friend, Annie, it's just so memorable and important to the film. And I wanted to ask, you had previously worked with John Carpenter on Assault on Precinct 13 2 years before Halloween. So did you audition for Halloween, or did John select you for it? And why do you think you were chosen for like the more sarcastic Annie versus the bubbly Linda or the reserved Laurie?
Well, I didn't audition for any of those parts, because I was friends with John, and he was very fond of just hiring all the people that he knew. He it saved him time, it saved him money, it saved him, he didn't have to think about it. It was the same. It's just when he wrote his scripts, he just used the characters' names were all friends of his, So it was just easier for him, I think. And I was kind of a known quantity. And I think he appreciated my sarcasm more than most people. And so he just developed it into a character, and so it was fun. And I think when they were, when they were writing this movie about these three babysitters, they were trying to distinguish but one character from another, and set the character of Laurie up to be the protagonist and the heroine. And she needed foils. She needed people to play against. And so having a character like me who was, really just interested in what was going on in the moment and wanting to have fun and hang out with her boyfriend, and, who cares about these kids? They'll be fine. That someone who is sort of irresponsible on a lot of different levels, but could still be friends with somebody like Laurie, is sort of what the writers were after. And so I think that's how that happened.
No, that makes sense.
Or I don't know, Deborah Hill could have based it on people she went to high school with, for all I know.
Yeah, and I was going to say that, the late, extremely talented Deborah Hill co-wrote the script with John, and she was especially instrumental, I've read, in writing the girls' dialogue. But when we talked with PJ Souls, she also mentioned that some of her dialogue was improv. So I have to ask, Nancy, and I know this is very specific, so if you don't remember, no biggie, but do you remember if the "Oh, Paul" song that you sing in your death scene, was that in the script or was that improv?
No, we made that up just before we shot it. The whole crew was standing around making up lyrics to that song.
I mean, it's great.
And for some reason, I just started singing that melody. I don't know what we just had to do it. So I just started doing it, and the crew was, figuring out lines and throwing lines. It was all done very quickly, and it was a ton of fun.
It seems like fun, and it's the rhyming is on par for it.
And what was it like working with the young Kyle Richards? And have you ever seen her on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
No, I didn't even know she